Hi, everyone that's joining. Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy Monday. There she goes.
Hi, Mel.
Hey.
Yeah, we look at the curly hair one. We both be looking cute, you know.
Looking all cute. I see you.
Yes. All right, hey, everybody. Look at us. We got some friends joining us today. Hey. Whoa, we gonna have a party today. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shade Room. No, I'm kidding now.
Welcome to the Shade Room. Really now?
Yes.
Get my feet going out. Girl, you guys don't even know what just happened.
Hey.
So we just had a whole power outage. You guys hear me clearly without any muffles or noise?
We can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to make sure. And if I need to come up a bit closer, I can come closer.
I mean, you definitely need to come closer in that outfit. Look at her outfit, guys. Hello, somebody. Look at how beautiful she looks. Look at Mel's outfit.
Let me go down. So
Yes. Okay, excuse me. I love it. Oh, hey, Fame. Oh, everyone, that's my hairdresser. Listen, I tried, okay? I put everything through this to be like you, girl. But yes, so Mel and I, we're here to talk about everything wedding, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're really trying to talk to these brides out here who are going through it in the quarantine times. Am I right, Mel?
Yes. We definitely try to talk to these brides that's going in on... Is it, Melisa, I sound a little far away. Go to the top. Am I better now?
The best. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, welcome to Live with Mel with the lovely and amazing Dominique from DLC Innovation.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Is one of the most amazing photographer I've had the opportunity to work with.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. So Dominique and I, let's give them a little background history. Dominique and I met through tomorrow's guest, Flowered by
Sandra, darling, yes.
Sandra was like, you gotta work with Dom. So I said, okay, great. So Dominique came and did a whole birthday party shoot for Sandra. And I said, Sandra said to Dominique, you better work your magic with Melisa. It's to the T. She loves detail. She loves somebody that can tell a story. And, you know, she is just going to be on point, the perfect person for you to work with. And ever since I saw the photos from Sandra's birthday celebration, Dominique has been my go-to. We have been stuck ever since. She has been hands down amazing.
Thank you.
Nothing but great things about Dominique. Creativity, oh my God, is this girl's whole thing. Like,
go on. Yeah. Thank you.
So, thank you, Dominique, for coming on today. And we want you to be able to share with us today how things been going on for you during this postponement time of the COVID-19. How's business been going?
Well, first, thanks everybody for joining us today. I see all 11 of you. Y'all making us feel special today. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, for some people, I know they don't like what's going on right now because obviously this is a time where we have to take things very seriously. Our health is number one. But for me, as a photographer who works 24/7 around the clock, it's nice to actually like be home and not have the stress and not have to worry about too much, because sometimes we as photographers want to run ourselves, over, trying to get everything out. But during this time, I'm happy because I'm able to talk to all my brides and communicate with them, and we're able to see a different side of everything. However, I am very sad and disheartened because obviously this was never in our forecast of what's happening. You get what I'm saying? This is never supposed to happen.
I'm hearing a little typing.
Yeah, it's not on my side. I have nobody here but me and my picture, as y'all can see. Hey. Here, let's try to start the chat over. Want to do chat over?
No, turn your volume down.
Okay.
on your phone a little bit because I think the microphone and the phone is conflicted. There you go.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, y'all. This new iPhone 11 is tripping. Okay. But back to your question. So basically, I mean, okay. So from a bride standpoint and my main standpoint, I am like miserable because I feel for the brides. You know what I'm saying? They're going through so much. We've had brides who had to switch their wedding date to a whole different date, and it was really hard on them to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's troubling, and you know, not being able to go outside has been a lot to deal with. A lot. But one thing I want to say is that sometimes in a bad situation, we kind of want to, like, you know, reap on the bad, but we can't do that. You know, we're professionals and we are here with each other. So we don't want to harp on that. Do we fix the sound?
No, I'm trying to see why it's still doing that. Are you guys hearing it now?
I can hear you, but I have my volume low.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's basically the whole mic thing with this stupid Instagram. So people, you just gotta bear with us today. No, it sounds good. Okay, somebody say it sounds good. So maybe I need to just keep it back at a minute, like go back down where I was. I brought it down a little bit a while ago. Better. Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Miss Crystal.
All right. So, agreed. We've been having a few of our weddings because we had a few that was actually scheduled in March.
Yes.
And coming up in May and June, that has to be postponed and rescheduled. But
yes.
We're glad that we have such amazing brides that have been open and willing with the new changes and the new dates and the different things that we've been able to do for them. But at this time, everything just seemed to be more frustrating. Because this morning, just to wake up to hear about the extra 30 day of quarantine to April 30th, it leads us to wonder, like, are we going to be able to go back to business come May, or are we really doing back in June, July?
Yes.
So it kind of brings a little bit more panic to those brides that are still looking to say, hey, I'm going to have my May wedding, or am I going to have my June wedding, or am I going to have my July wedding? And to be honest, like I was telling one of my brides earlier, the only way that we are able to really answer that is taking it day by day.
Yes.
We cannot really answer that question unless we really pay attention to what the government is saying. I mean, we want to hope for the best, and that's what we're all doing here, is hoping for the best. But we want to make sure that you guys are also keeping in mind to have multiple date options. This is something we talked about last week. Have multiple options just in case one date you change and you may have to move it again.
Yes.
Just let your guests know. Right now, this is our tentative date.
Yes.
Of postponement. But moving forward, it may be permanent. It may need to go a little bit longer. But we will let you know once we get a little bit more information.
Thanks, baby.
You know, out there. So
yeah.
We want to thank you guys for that. Now, Doc, I'm gonna go into
it, girl. I got my chair ready, honey.
Into everything else, but I kind of like to talk to Dominique about how she got into this photography industry and her background into things, so you guys get to know who this amazing photographer is.
Yes, and thank you, and shout out to my bestie Shay. Hi, thank you, baby. I tried very hard for Melissa today with my makeup. I really did. Okay, so just long story short is I went to college for video, and I grew up with one of my close friends. Her name is Susie. She's had a amazing photography studio, Susan Delaware Studios. I was trained and worked with her, and they literally taught me so much of everything of what I know now. And then my old boss, he's amazing. He basically said to me, hey, Dom, you know, you are so good at what you do. You should make your own company as well and really dive into, you know, your creativity. He gave me, when I first started, he gave me clients. And he says, I really believe in you. I know you can do this. And what was great about it is that I was able to take, you know, all my crazy whimsical ideas in my head and really bring them to life. So that was something that I really loved growing up, was, you know, arts and creativity and doing crazy stuff, you know, and really bringing it to my brides, you know. This year, I'm really trying to focus on more set design. I want to start bringing like lighting things on fire behind the bride and groom with insurance. I want to, and with Melissa's permission. And then also, I want to do a lot of cool stuff, you know, that was never been done before. I follow a lot of editorial photographers, along with amazing wedding photographers that we all still work with as well. And I'm really trying to bring so many different cool creative ideas to life and really showcase everything that we're doing. Plus, I mean, with all the amazing decor that you're doing and the new ideas that you're bringing to the table, we're gonna have so much fun this year.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
one of the questions I wanted to ask during this time, we know we had a lot of engagement sessions scheduled, and with the postponement, we're not able to really do. What kind of encouraging words can you offer to those brides that are out there that were looking to do these amazing engagement sessions?
Well, the first thing I want all of my brides to know when it comes to anything is don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. That's the first thing I want everyone to know. Just because we weren't able to do it, let's say on Easter, doesn't mean we're not going to do epic things. And in fact, it gives me as a photographer more time to bring more creative props and to create more set design. You know, also, I have some brides who are like, oh, well, I really wanted, you know, to do something crazy, extravagant. Now we have time to sit together and really go over some really cool, fun ideas. What's amazing about working with you, Melissa, is that when we do engagement sessions, because you're a florist, we're able to create sets. We're able to create, for example, if we want to do a beautiful flower wall backdrop for an engagement session, now we have time to build it and create a custom one for that shoot and potentially for your wedding. So for me, I mean, this is a playground for me. I get to have so much time to sit with my brides now and go over more creative ideas. We could even start doing even more when we have this time, you know. And one thing I want my brides to know as well, especially the postponement brides, is that although I know you're feeling disheartened because you didn't have your day, you can still have your day your way, just at a different time, you know. And for me, I always tell everybody it's better to plan a wedding a year from the day than to be trying to rush and do everything a couple months before. It's always better because you want to be able to sit and actually enjoy your wedding day. You want to be able to actually enjoy your engagement session, you know, and feel fun. You know, I've had some brides who text me saying, hey, Donna, this quarantine actually came in time because my dress from China hasn't even come in yet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, especially since for me, like, I love doing like crazy stuff. Like I have one bride right now, we're going to be doing a very like Elizabethan era. So she needs like one of those really big dresses, you know, for her engagement session. That did not come in on time, so we have now moved our date back, and it's even better. One of my favorite, and he's a big inspiration to me, Photos by Irene, he's now doing it from his phone, and that's so amazing. You know what I'm saying? Being able to tell the client what to do. And I feel personally that, you know, during this time, like, this isn't the time to stop being a bride. This is a time to enjoy being one even more. Getting to know your fiance right now at your house, super important. You know what I'm saying? To build a relationship with you guys together. One really cool idea I'm actually doing with one of my couples now is I have them set up in their room, and I wrote down a list of questions for them to ask to each other. They're filming it now. And what's really cool about it is they're getting to know each other even more so, and they're making a cute little video that I'll be editing for them, for their family to see on their wedding day of them doing cool, fun things during quarantine. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this does not have to be a bad experience. This could be a creative experience.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
And hey, everybody, welcome. All our new people coming in.
Everyone that's joining us. But yeah, I agree 100%. I think that is the time for you guys to really go back. Take the time to think about new, different creative elements that you can incorporate into your wedding. Because at the end of the day, it's all about, and I've been stressing this a lot, it's all about you and your significant other. You know, you don't want to take the time now to rush into things. It's time for you to now say, hey, God has probably blessed me with a little bit more time for me to really put in that extraness that I wanted, to really go back and say, hey, maybe I want to change or tweak certain things. So don't worry about the dates being changed, the invitations, the save the dates, all these different little small elements that are out there, but look more towards the creative side of things. how you
Yes.
can really incorporate those things into your wedding with the new date and everything else that falls into place.
Exactly.
We here have been doing some amazing concepts, right? And I have been simply sitting down thinking about different ways that we can put together as a team. Because you guys know since last week we've been bringing on the A team, and you know it continues. My team is large.
Yes.
And so, you know, I've been bringing on the team this past couple of weeks and really coming up with different ways that we can implement and also support you guys as newly engaged brides, or the ones that have to deal with the postponement, about what different ways that you can support us as vendors as well, and also benefit you in the process. So with that said, right, I know you had a few things that you wanted to talk about that you are thinking about that could help or support them, you know, how they can support or do their thing now, especially with bookings, with the double bookings and everything that's going on. What have you been experiencing?
So, well, first things first, no one likes postponement. So let's just be understanding about that. We all, you know, as vendors and as my brides and grooms, we all want to get ready for that special day. However, because we have a postponement, there are some things that I want my brides to understand and know that's going to help them and save them a lot of money and time. The first thing I want to tell my brides is that anybody who just had to redo their wedding because of the March in April scenario, the first thing you need to know that it's going to be okay, and that what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to rush into a new date. I want you to sit with your family, think it over, and make sure to reach out to each and every vendor. A lot of times what goes wrong is I've seen brides who will go to, let's say, Mel, and they won't go to me and say, hey, Mel, pick the date, we're going to make it happen, but then you didn't check with all your other vendors, and guess what? Now you don't have your photographer. Now you don't have certain things. Now here's something else that I make sure is in my contract. I know you have it in your contract, Mel, which is a transferable funds clause. And what's so important about the transferable funds is that when you pay us, there have been some photographers, other people out there, we're not going to name names, that rather take your money instead of giving you the quality that you already paid for. You understand what I'm saying? And what they'll do is they won't have a transferable funds clause in their contract that basically lets you know, hey, the money you paid us is going to be transferred to a new date. And a lot of places should have this. And so that's the number one thing you need to make sure that every vendor has when you are booking, that transferable funds clause. Because when you are paying us money, you're paying us for our time, our creativity, and we want to be there for you. However, if you go ahead and let's say you're rushing to find another date, and you didn't see that they had that in their contract, they didn't have that in there, you're like, oh my God, I don't have a photographer now. And I've had some new brides come to me and they said, hey, I just lost my photographer, I don't know what to do. And so those are the things I wish they would have looked out for, but it's okay, I'm here to help and to make sure that it all, you know, moves on smoothly for that point.
Agreed. And that's definitely one of the key points, guys, that we want to make sure that we stress to you. The first thing first, when it comes to rescheduling your date, you want to make sure that you are checking with your planner and your venue. Once you select that, then you go directly to all vendors. You don't want to go and say, I'm going to talk to all the vendors first, but you haven't found out if the venue itself even has the date. You got to make sure the two key players got the date first before you start calling every vendor on the list.
Exactly.
Once you have that down, we then go ahead as your planner, and we can't stress this as much as possible because I've been hearing her stories all week. When you have a planner, it's her job in this situation to go to each and every vendor to find out what's their availability like in those couple of months coming up. We need to have multiple dates. We can't just sit there and select one date and think that every vendor is going to have the date. It does not work like that, people. You have to have multiple dates so we can work with the photographer.
Exactly.
And so on. Because here's my thing. You may come to me and say, man, I want the 5th. And the photographer said, well, I'm booked up with 2 different events on the 5th. I can't do the 5th. I can do the 19th. I can do the 14th. I can do the 12th. Now it's our job to go back and find out from all the other vendors, does the 19, 12, and so forth works for everyone. Once we find a date that works for everyone, then we can go and say, that's the date we're sticking with, and we move forward. Okay? Don't pull that But yes, so we want to make sure that you guys understand the process of going through that.
Yes, I agree with you.
Michael Lee, my assistant, talking here, right? Venue and photography. There you go. So you want to make sure those key elements are in, and we don't have any issues there. All right. The next thing is that we wanted to talk about. How do you come up with such amazing creative poses? Like, you'll be having the eye, and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to in on that, because you at the wedding and you see these different, but you know how to pose a client.
Well, thank you, darling. Thank you. So for myself, okay, when I was in training, while I was training to be a photographer, my boss told me, he was like, Dom, you have to learn how to be in control, and you have to really focus on understanding people's bodies, right? As for myself, I'm a little thick, and so it was always hard for me to find a photographer that knew how to shoot me, and I never wanted my brides to feel that way. So for myself, I took about 6 months, and I literally bought like hundreds of magazines, and I just took screenshots, and I started looking up everything, from Vogue China to just different things, and it was really amazing. I love what I do. Sorry, I don't know if my microphone's being weird again. Is that better?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. But yeah, so one of my favorite poses, I can't do too much right now because I have business in the front, but my shorts say I'm about to go to the gym. But let me show you a little bit of posing that I like to have my clients do. So the first thing that's really important is I always call it the boom boom pow. Can you say that for me, Mel? Boom boom pow. Say it. Boom boom pow, Mel.
Boom boom pow.
Okay, so actually, Mel, you're a perfect example. I'm gonna have you do it. Okay. So first things first, Mel, I want you to bring up the girls a little bit. Bring up the girls. Sit up for me. Okay. The girls are always the first boom. You always want to have your chest up, okay? Because you want to look fabulous. That's the first thing. The second is the booty, okay? If you want to look a little thick, you bring it to the front. If you want to look skinnier, you bring it to the back. Can you bring a little bit to the front real quick, Mel? Just a little bit. A little booty to the front. A little bit. Just to the side right there. Yes. Bam. And then make sure your chest is showing a little bit. Yes. And bend that arm. Bend that arm. Yes, exactly. And then pow is always the smile. You want to have a gorgeous smile, like, oh, yes, I'm fabulous. I'm gorgeous. Yes. And you see how nice and more awake and more alert Mel looks? Look how beautiful she looks. And that outfit, it says a lot, girl. Outfit for days. Yes. So that's the first thing. So definitely posing. My other favorite thing is props. We're gonna see if this works. Okay. You always want to have really fun and creative props for every shoot. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I love confetti. I'm a huge person when it comes to confetti. I have a smoke bomb, but this set off the alarm last time, so we're not gonna do that. But I love props, and so when you want to pose and look epic, I always throw in props. I always try to do a little bit something fun and different for you, so that way our clients feel comfortable and have a great time. So those are some things that I definitely love.
Okay, awesome. So definitely love, because you definitely know how to get the creative side and the prop side. That's definitely something that you are so big on. I don't know if you guys have been looking at our pages lately, but we did one where we brought in angel wings for a maternity shoot, and that went super viral. I'm getting people from Nigeria asking me how to get the wings, and was like scared that the mother was gonna fly away because the wings were so like heavy, and they were like real mechanical wings. Like they really were mechanical. They're not like the flimsy ones. So we had electricity in it. So we were doing that, and everybody could not stop talking about that shoot that we did.
Thank you. That was really awesome.
And then the one that I love also, I love when you do the whole cinematic thing with the going back to the R&B video. Talk about that. That is so awesome when you do those. So like you mean my cinematic videos, right? Yes. I actually have a really fun one I wanted to show you once we're ending up everything. But basically, I'm gonna be honest with you. What I like to do when it comes, let me see if I can turn this down so you can hear me better. Is that better? Yes. Okay.
So when I do videos, I like want to come up with something completely different and crazy, like out of the box. A lot of wedding videographers and cinematographers, they always start off with, you know, the dress shot, the ring shot, the shoe shots. But for me, I want to start getting more creative. So like I like to write like scripts and like storyboards. And one that I actually just did is the Notebook with one of my favorite couples, Renee and Mario. I'm gonna show you that in a second. And I told her, she's like, Dom, like, what do you want the video to look like? What do you want to be? I was like, I want you guys in a canoe. I want you guys in the river and in the water, just going together. I want a narrator to narrate your vision for your day. And she loved it. So if you guys go look at my picture after the chat, you'll see my trailer poster that I made for them. And then I'm also going to show you really quick the video so you guys can see it. Hopefully, now mind you, I'm going to be showing it to you off of my phone on my big 60-inch computer screen. So don't judge. Hold on. Okay, this is really funny. So I want you guys to watch it. And this is Melissa's first time seeing it too. So hopefully you like my video.
Position it, yeah, perfect. Oh,
she knew that love would only come once in a lifetime. She knew she loved him from the start.
I have loved you for 7 years of my life. Of course I want to propose to you.
Renee Brown, Mario Chang, in the Notebook.
this is awesome.
So I really, like, for me, my number one goal is to really create like a cinematic experience. Oh, thank you, Joanne. That's my baby right there. That's my child. But yeah, so I really, my goal is to really like get into the mind of like Hollywood and like other amazing and creatives as well, and kind of create something fun and different, you know?
Definitely. I love it. You did one for one of my brides, Giovanni.
Yes.
Was sent from heaven.
Yes.
The beach Nicole, and she was walking down the beach, and girl, that thing was.
She was her everything.
Everything. It was just like everything. Oh, let me not talk about Carolina. OMG. Carolina. You can show Carolina's right now. I think you will flip.
Okay, I'm gonna pull hers up. Hold on.
Video is like OMG amazing.
And here's the fun part. So when my brides book with you and also through myself, they get what we call the mansion upgrade. And what the mansion upgrade is that I find like crazy, beautiful, epic mansions that they can go to and it's free to them. So that way they can have the luxury experience, because whether it's with Lux Lifestyle Events or with myself, we want to give them the lifestyle they've always wanted. We want to give them the experience they've always wanted. And so for me, that's why they get a free mansion upgrade. That's why you're able to see these beautiful locations, because I've talked to the owners, I've got to know them, and they allow me to do my creativity there. We're trying to get into explosives, but it's not working out so far. But but let me show Carolina's really quick. I have it on my Instagram.
Yeah, we're going to show Carolina's real quick. So that's just a little bit of their video. Excuse me. And so what was her? So one of the cool things about her engagement is that she let me do whatever I wanted. I was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, Dom. You pick out the outfits. You pick out what you want it to look like."
And I said, well, when I think of you guys, I don't think necessarily Bonnie and Clyde, because I feel like a lot of couples do that. But I feel like you guys are like a badass couple. You need to have a sexy robe on. So I got her one of our beautiful bridal robes. I said, do you know anyone with a fancy car? We got her a Porsche SUV. We were like, okay, we got to do a mansion. We got her the mansion. We holler and shout out to African Coulaire. They made beautiful custom gowns just for her. And we really went above and beyond. And, you know, I know for wedding it's going to be even better because you're doing a Valentine's Day. Hey! So it's going to be really, really cool. And so I'm glad I showed the video. I'm happy. And if anyone else watching wants a really cool video as well, holler at us. We'll make it happen.
Exactly. So you guys were able to see what you can get with this amazing photographer, Dominique. Not only does she does these great, amazing photos, and she know how to position you, pose you, capture your memories, capture the story behind your whole wedding. She's able to also do these amazing videos.
Thank you.
These videos you can use as your save the dates. You can use them as your invite.
Yep.
As a video segment throughout your reception or your cocktail hour. So your family and friends can really be like, oh my God, wow factor. What I want from you guys that have been watching us all week and you're getting all these amazing information is not only just to take it for yourself, but also share it with newly engaged brides and couples that are out there. You don't have to be your bride. You can be one that's into baby showers because we do them all. You can do one that is basically like a birthday party celebration, you name it, anniversary, you name it, right? So you want to make sure, I'm sorry guys, 1 second.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. And hi, Janelle. It's nice to see you. Hi, Layla.
Yeah, so, okay. I'm sorry, guys. That was FPL probably calling me to tell me that my power is back up. You guys didn't know I'm in here. The power outage went out a couple minutes before our show. And I'm in here like, oh my God, I'm burning up. So my nephew went and got me a little portable fan. So it's blowing at me. Okay?
Oh, man.
So FPL probably was just calling to let us know that it's up and running. Everything is back in action. So I apologize.
That's great.
But what I'm saying is basically regarding to your whole package and your whole experience with Dominique. Dominique is able to create custom packages for you guys when it comes to her services. So what we love about it is that we can do a great one-on-one consultation. She loves to get to know you first in order for her to really put something together. She likes to hear about your creative vision, what you plan for your wedding, and so on, so she can actually advise you on what she thinks will be best for you. She's not just simply throwing a service at you. She wants to be able to get to know you, and that's what all of my clients love about her, is that she is so friendly and warm, and basically she's very informative, and she looks out for you. She's able to go in and go into more details to find out what she can do to help you.
Thank you.
So that's what we want from people in the industry. A lot of photographers that we work with do the same.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I can definitely speak to that. Photos by will be on here on Wednesdays. You'll be able to get a little bit more about him as well. He's a part of our list as well. Travis Daniel is as well. We got some amazing line of photographers that we've worked with and so on. So we'll get the opportunity to really meet each and every one of them.
Yes.
And go from there. But, Dominique, talk to me, girl. What
Yes.
do you want to share to the people?
Well, the number one thing, like I said, I kind of want to go back to our first point, and the most important point is for our brides who are postponing right now. I just want to just once again say that it's going to be okay, because you have the best on your team. You have the best. You have people, you know, one thing that sometimes as a bride we want to do is we want to take control over everything. We're like, oh, I got to do this, that. And what's so important about that is you can't take over everything. That's why you're hiring professionals. You're hiring a florist. You're hiring a photographer and videographer. You're hiring a planner. Let them take lead. And remember that this is supposed to be a fun, amazing experience for you, you know? And also some advice for vendors. You know, one thing that I really respect about you, Mel, is that you've called every bride. You didn't just call one. You've called every single bride to make sure that they're doing okay during this time. Even the brides next year, who this doesn't necessarily affect. Sorry, it still affects them. Sorry.
Oh, great.
My phone was about to die. Okay. But yes, it does affect them as well. And, you know, you made sure to reach out. I've reached out to all my brides as well. I'm really trying to make sure they are okay and they understand that this is a temporary thing. We're going to make it through this.
It's a temporary thing.
And listen, it's going to be a fun experience. Every wedding is going to be something new and different, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
And it's going to be bigger and better.
Yes.
I'm telling you, once we get back on track, people, we're going to create some definite trends. I'm telling you. So if you have not started your process of planning, you want to start your process now. When I mean that I have been getting calls from brides in like the 2022, already trying to book in 2021.
Yes.
I have been getting a lot of calls and requests for my packages and my services. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have been reaching out to me because you have been expressing it. One of the things that you guys may not know, I do get a lot of destination brides.
Yep.
So a lot of my brides that was postponing or anything, they're from like New York, South Carolina, Atlanta, British Virgin Islands, you name it. I had a lot of international brides that were coming into Florida for their wedding. And what I want to make sure that you guys understand, even though you're here locally, imagine what they had to go through, but they're in a cause.
Yes.
They have faith in us that they know that we have things under control for them.
Yes.
So if you are not in the range, and I know sometimes it may not be budget friendly for you to hire a planner, but sometimes you can just reach out. You'll never know what that planner is willing to do for you. If she feels like everything is up and in the right direction and there's a synergy and there's something there, that planner might do something amazing for you just by hearing out what you have to say. The fact that you reached out, you expressed yourself to her, you'll never know. I've done it. I've done it where I fell in love with a bride and literally worked out something with my services that I'm able to do the job for her.
Yes.
So again, it's all about communication, people. We as vendors out here are willing to work with you guys. Whether right now we know we have to hold on to the little finances that we have options in place for you guys.
Yeah.
Whether you can do a small deposit instead of the big retainer down, we are doing things. We're putting payment plans in perspective and putting payments out 3 months out. We're doing stuff for you. So the only way you're going to find out what's in place and what we have for you is for you to reach out to us and communicate with us the different things that you may be interested in. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the good things. One of the other things I wanted to talk to you about, Dominique.
Hold on. Carolina just joined us. Carolina, you just missed it. We showed your video and everything. It came out amazing.
Hi, Carolina.
Love you, girl.
Yes, girl.
Yes, but go ahead, Mom. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
No, you're fine. You're fine. My lady, my beautiful bride there. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is also on a business level. How we as business vendor can support each other, not just the bride. Here's the thing, people. This is the time now where we can get our business portfolio made up. Listen, Dominique be slaying me. If y'all didn't see my posts and my pictures of my profile. When she's ready, she comes in. I have her coming in. She do it for my team, myself. You want to take the time now to revamp your whole website, your whole page, your whole image. This is some of the things that you can request from these photographers right now as business vendors. We can definitely take the opportunity now to get those things out of the way.
Exactly.
Upgrade our websites.
And to piggyback on that too, Mel, this is the time to rebrand.
Yes.
I honestly feel deep in my heart that this quarantine had to happen because we as you know, United States of America, brides, grooms, everyone, we all need to take a second and to slow down take care of ourselves, and most importantly, show the world what we're made of. Because right now, and talking to my vendors, you know, as vendors, we get so engulfed into somebody else's life and vision for their day that we forget ourselves and we forget who we are and what we stand for, because we're so busy trying to, as important as every single bride and groom is, they will not have their memories, they will not have their flowers, they will not have their cake, their day organized without us. And if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of them. And that was what I feel like the quarantine means. We have to take care of ourselves. And, you know, one thing I love about you, Mel, is that throughout this whole process, you know, you have not only been like, you know, making sure and catering to each person, but you look fabulous. You look well rested. You look like you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows as an example, and it shows as a statement for us, you know, as not only entrepreneurs, but women entrepreneurs, that we can do it all, honey. We can look our best. We can do everything. And we can kill it every day. Am I right? Hallelujah.
All right. Thank you, Courtney. Because I'm 100%. Listen, I can tell you one thing. I'm a person where my brain is constantly going. I have to be doing stuff. I have to be creative. And I have to be involved into something. And that's why I came back. If you guys didn't know, I used to do live with Mel and try to do it to more engage a lot of my brides and to get them more informed. And with this, it's just something where with the quarantine, it's an opportunity for us now to, as we say, rebrand.
Yes.
Re-image yourself. You know, get yourself back up and running. This morning, I was talking to my website developer and making changes and doing updates of things that I want on our new website. We have a new website up right now that I haven't put out there and say, hey, launch, because we still have some things that we're changing on the back end. So with that, you got to take the opportunity now to do what you have to do. I wish I was sleeping.
Sorry.
Let me tell you guys.
Sorry, hold on.
What is going on with Don Folks?
I'm sorry. I was trying to plug it in, and it kind of went haywire. Forgive me.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm a person that basically can't sleep full like 8 hours for a day, or when the light is outside, the sun is shining, I'm still in bed. It's impossible for me. It's something I think is like, what you call it, it's genetics or something. It runs in the family or something, except for a certain part of the family. And for me, I can go to bed late and still wake up at 6 o'clock. If my brides are on here, they will tell you 4 a.m. They will send a text. I'll respond to a text wide-eyed. It's bad. I wish I could sleep in my bed past those times, but I just can't. I have to be up. I have to be moving. I have to think of ways to kind of keep my brides encouraged, still doing work. As you know, they can tell you. I sent an email out to each and every one of them this week. Let them know Monday we were getting back in track with everything else. We're going to work on the creative stuff and get back on our day of coordination timeline, our checklist, and we're going to make sure that we keep on track as we go. We don't want to just sit down and just let everything fall off to the waistline. No. We still can do things because there's phones, there's FaceTime, there are all these different technologies that we can communicate and still work. Well, some of the things that I may not be able to do at this time is like the venues. Some venues are closed right now. They're not really taking up an appointment.
They're not responding because of the coronavirus. Yep.
So what we can do in the meantime is the other things. Try to get all your other vendors involved. Reach out, get proposal, get contracts. You know, you have a creative vision and you have a wedding planner. You and your wedding planner sit down and start building towards what you want and that future date wedding. So these are some of the things that you should be taking up yourself right now to do. It's just simply get yourself well informed and educated. Get all the proposal in. Listen, one other thing.
Yep.
Brides, you guys don't like to read contracts. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. That's one of the most
I don't have one bride that does.
Okay, that's one of my biggest pet peeve I have with my clients, and they will tell you, send me your contracts for whoever you booked before you booked me. Okay? This is the time for you guys to really get these proposals and contracts in, read them and review them so you don't run into situations where you're blindsided at. Understand? We got to make sure that we are doing these things, people. A lot of people, yes. So that's what I'm saying. If you got to make it, okay. You got to make sure, I'm sorry, everybody's checking in on me in here. I'm good. But you got to make sure you're reviewing your contract. Take the time to review these contracts, review these proposals before you, it's time to talk. Ain't nobody going nowhere. We're in home. Sit down. If you want to ask questions about different clauses and so forth in a contract, you want to get clarity, this is the time. I have been hearing horror stories about brides that wedding had to cancel and can't get their money back because the venue just can't, they just won't postpone it, reschedule it. I've been hearing a lot. And my thing is, these are some of the reasons why, is because we're not really taking the time to review these contracts, people.
And I want to add something on that too, Mel. If you
add it to it, Dominic. Go ahead.
My thing, what I want, like a lot of, especially like new couples who are just starting out to know, that as much as like we, you know, Mel and I, we give of ourselves, we also have to remember that this is also a business. And at the end of the day, we want to protect you just as much as we have to protect ourselves. And yes. For example, I have brides who are like, well, I want all my pictures to look a certain way when I do creative edits. You know, right. One thing that you have to understand is when we do creative editing is for you to pick your favorite picture and we go crazy on that picture. Not right. Every single one of your 1,200 pictures that we're going to give you is going to be specifically creatively edited, or else you're never going to get your pictures back because they're going to take 10 years. You know, and the same thing goes for other vendors. Other vendors have to protect themselves. So for example, you know, if you're meeting with a vendor, make sure they have insurance. When you're with a vendor, go over each part of the contract so that way you'll understand and you'll feel confident knowing that you picked the right person. You know, one of the reasons I love working with Mel and her team and is that she ensures that throughout the entire process of this quarantine situation that you're being followed up on. You're being, you know, and that's all listed in her contract. You know, yes. when what we call this acts of God. In situations similar to this, like a hurricane, these are acts of God and it's in our contract. We cannot control it. The only thing we can control is ourselves and making sure you feel like you're accommodated. Now, obviously, you know, other things in contracts that are super important to know, like my number one thing is what happens when a vendor is sick or what happens when something bad happens to us? What do we do? And that's why we have amazing teammates, you know, shouting out some of my teammates. I have Courtney, Brandon, Janelle. I have Justin, who is amazing at website design as well. Awesome. I have a lot of really fantastic teammates, just like Mel has as well on her squad, her girl squad, and of course Troy and everyone as well, Sandra. We all have teammates that will take over for us, who are trained just like we are, who will come and make sure that your day is perfect if something was to happen to us. That's also important to have in the contract. You know what I'm saying? And so here's my thing. A lot of times what brides end up doing is they get so excited, like, yes, I'm getting married. Oh, and they don't think about what am I actually getting when I pay?
Exactly.
What am I getting? They don't think about what am I paying for? And also, here's something else too, and this is something that's very big for me that I explain to all my clients. There's a difference between a packaged vendor and a luxury vendor. Okay, there's a huge difference, and let me really break that down. A package vendor is somebody who wants to throw in every single thing that they could possibly throw into a package for the cheapest price. And the issue with that we come into when, you know, you and I are more into the luxury event is that we don't look at every client like a Walmart product. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do quantity. We want to give you quality. And there's a difference. The number one difference is going to be the customer service. The number one difference is going to be the quality of the event and how you're taken care of. You know, yes, the other person might throw in fireworks or whatever, but are those do you know what those fireworks really look like? Do you know? And also, too, my favorite, I've had brides come to me and they say, hey, Dom, this photographer for this price is offering me 3 things and this and that. And I said, have you looked at their full gallery of work? That's the first thing I asked them. Have you seen their full gallery of photos? Do you know how many pictures you're actually receiving? Do you know, are they going to be there for 8 to 10 hours? That's my other thing. How many vendors stay for the full wedding? Do you know how long they're staying? Have you, and also too, my favorite, Instagram photographers. There's a lot of photographers who are amazing at Instagram pictures, beautiful pictures of scenery and landscape. Doesn't mean that they're going to be perfect for your event. They're just great at what they do. And you as a bride have to protect yourself and know that, hey, listen, yes, there might be an amazing picture, but are they going to give you your whole gallery amazingly? Exactly. That's the question. And the same thing with Mel. I've met planners that they try their best, they do everything they can, but they just don't have the experience. They don't have the know-how of how an event is supposed to go. And to be quite honest with you, you know, one of the things that I feel like that a lot of times that we as you know, brides and grooms need to know is that when it comes to your wedding day, let the people you hired do the best they can for you. And some, you know, so I have to even go there with you. You know, let them take care of you. Like let us take care of you. My favorite example is I had a mother and daughter, you know, mother and daughter. She's getting married. The mother would stop me every few minutes as I'm shooting, and tell me that she didn't like what her daughter wanted. She didn't like this pose. She didn't like that pose. She wanted to change it up, or she wanted me to focus on her and her husband. And I pulled her to the side and I said, my love, I'm going to take so many pictures of you. I actually brought an extra photographer just to make sure they follow you around and get every shot you want. But today is your daughter's day, and we both have to be supportive of her. We both have to be here for her. And the thing is every time you stop me, I can't focus on your memories. I'm not able to focus on your vision. And we've had several meetings where you told me your vision. You know what I'm saying? Let me take care of you. And the moment I did that, she got to actually be a mom. Right. You know what I'm saying? The bride got to be a bride. Because sometimes we get so controlling. Oh, thanks, Courtney. Sometimes we get so controlling. Sometimes because we want an event to go so perfect, we forget that we hired people to take care of us. We people who are responsible, who are going to carry us. And also remembering what you get in your contract. You know?
There you go. Remember what you got in your contract.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you start getting your gallery in and you see your photos and then you're asking these questions, oh, I thought I was going to get this. Oh, I thought I was getting that. Then you also want to know your time frame and the turnaround time for when you're going to get those pictures back. Remember, you have about 3 different photographers on site, plus Dominique taking a bunch of photos, hundreds of photos. And if you want to get some creative edits back, Dominique is going to do her best to pick out some best option. But I know you're going to also come back to her and say, hey, I would love to get these shots that I love edited or included in my album, if you choose an album. So these are things that takes time. Edits are not a turnaround like in a day, people. These things takes a lot of time, and you have to know how long does a photographer take in order for them to get you your gallery back. Okay? So we could definitely talk about that. One of the things, so we have about 7 minutes, I just want to talk about some of the questions so you guys understand what to really ask your photographers when you really reach out, right? What style do you specialize in? That's one thing that you can ask a photographer, you know? Another thing it says, will the photos be retouched and color bound? You know, something that we were just talking about.
And really quick, I just put a side note. There's a huge difference for all my brides. There's a huge difference between retouching, creative editing, and in lightly edited photos. And you have to make sure to ask the photographer that, because you might think all your photos are creatively edited. No, that means the backgrounds change. That means that we're skinning you up, making sure you look great in every picture. We can't do that for over 1,000-something pictures. What we can do is take your favorite pictures and make sure they are creatively edited.
There you go. So make sure you ask that question. So another person would ask, you know, do you shoot both digital and film, which we talked about, right? If you shoot film, do you usually shoot in both color and black and white, which you have done? I've seen you done. All right.
And another thing too, one of the reasons why I don't shoot film is because I can easily in editing change something to black and white in editing. I don't mind doing that. But when you shoot something in black and white in film, you're not able to get that picture back. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's something important. We miss you too, my love. Oh, it's so good to hear from you. But yes.
All right. How many hours of coverage do we get, and what's in charge of the overtime? See, these are questions that we were just touching on. So want to make sure you're asking these questions. What is the deposit and the total fee? So when you talk to your photographer, these are discussions and questions you need to ask so you can go ahead and book them.
Yeah.
Will you be the actual photographer, or will it be one of your associates? Okay, we run into situations where the photographer may send an assistant, and you may not have the person that you paid for that you really want on site. You can always bet to have Dominique on site. Dominique is always there with her team.
Yeah.
So you get what you pay for, okay? So do you have backup photographers who will shoot the wedding if you're sick? Okay, good question. Yes.
Always.
Will there be a second shoot or an assistant? And if there's an additional fee, as you know, Dominique will tell you she'll come with herself and 2 others, so there's always somebody else. And it all depends on the packaging and services that you request from her. So that was that. And how long after the wedding do we get to see our photos? You just answer that question there. And how will you coordinate with my videographer? That's if you get a photographer that don't have a videographer, what's in place? Now, with that being said, I tend to do a lot of the coordination timing with Dominique. She will send me a timeline once she speak to you guys, and we combine our timeline together with each and every one of our vendors to make sure everything is on point. So that's something you can definitely look forward to when you work with us, and especially with Dominique. Is there a question there? I'm not seeing it because I'm reading my question. How many weddings do you do on a weekend? And have you ever shot at my wedding venue before? Well, you don't really have to shot at the wedding venue before to really go, because the photographer can go there in advance and really walk the scene. And if they really want to get to know a location, they'll go walk the scape and see what space they can do great shots at and so forth like that. If you have multiple locations for ceremony and reception, this is the reason why photographers at the Dominique will go and walk the space. They'll do a venue scout before your wedding date and everything to make sure they put up great shot spots for you. And will you follow a shot list, or do you prefer to have a free range to capture from?
So really quick, for that last question, this is something very important I want all my brides to know. Yes, we do a shot list. We give you a shot list, especially for formals. Thank you, my love. I really appreciate that, Silvana. Thank you. We give a shot list, but here's something I want you to know. There's a difference between a shot list and then overbearing. There's a huge difference. Let me explain what I mean by that. When you are a bride, we're supposed to take care of you. We're supposed to do multiple consultations to make sure we understand your vision and what you want. The shot list for us is making sure we know your family, because we don't know your family. You know what I'm saying? We don't live with you. So we want to make sure we get every single person that matters the most to you. However, the issue that we've come into is that a bride is going to want all these shots, but she's not booking us for that amount of time. Or she doesn't want to send us photo inspiration. So we're thinking about how we want to take the picture versus what you really want. So as a photographer, what I always ask my clients to do is send me a bunch of photo examples, and we try to match that exact or go even above and beyond before that. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing I'm assuming for you as well. There's something called a Pinterest bride. You see everything on Pinterest and you want it, but this is supposed to be your day. It can't be what every other person wants. We want it to be your day the right way. So for us, what we want to do is we want to make sure we give you every picture you desire, but at the same time creating it custom for you, so it looks like something that's never been done before artistically.
All right. So we got 3 minutes, guys. We got to wrap up before Instagram cut us off of our live. But we want to thank the amazing Dominique for coming on here and definitely sharing all of our expertise with us and our recommendations and her amazing talent. And the way to book Dominique, you can definitely reach out to her on her Instagram page at Domnificent.
Yes.
Or you can go to dlcinnovate.com. Or you can reach out to your girl, truly, Melissa, here at Lux Lifestyle Events. We are here to take care of you. Coming up next week. Not next week. I'm sorry. I was like, dang,
Mel, I thought you do this every day.
I know. I'm doing it every day. Coming up tomorrow, the amazing Flowers by Sandra will be on here live and in color. Girl.
She's amazing. I hope you guys are ready.
Newly engaged. Get your book, your pen, your cameras ready. Screenshotting is going to be
flowers, honey. Flowers.
She's going to be putting forward some amazing flowers tomorrow, so you guys are able to see the different concepts, the different styles, and so forth that you can look forward to, and some of the amazing centerpieces that you can look forward to for your event. So meet Sandra here tomorrow at 6 p.m. live with your girl Mel. And then we're back on Wednesday with full